Hello YouTube, this is Ben Yessel. Make a short video tonight. It's Tuesday, 1 in the morning. At least just basically barely after Monday. So I'm going to try to make a little bit different kinds of movies here for a bit. A little wider variety. Sorry, it's being turkey. Just now. Okay, so this video is going to be about specifically what I think about, or how I rate the maybe some of the frightening aspects, or some of the maybe how evil these different fictional characters in horror and comic books and villains, basically, in some of these movies and characters from comic books. I'm focusing on villains and focusing more on horror. There's a few guys here that are from either comic books or maybe fantasy a little bit. I'm sticking more with horror here, or scary movies. And you might see a trend, maybe some trends. Okay, the first one, the obvious one, Pennywise, or It, from the movie It by Stephen King. Well, book from Stephen King. Yeah. I gave him a 9, a scale of 1 to 10. Certainly because of how evil he is. Pennywise is, for all practical purposes, he's evil enough, certainly more than evil enough to be a demon. He's in the demon range in terms of how evil he is. Gosh, he'd probably be almost up there with Satan himself, really. Not necessarily in terms of how powerful he is, but yes, also in terms of how powerful he is. Yeah, but, well, power is kind of a little bit, at some point, it's hard to kind of quantify it and everything, but he's very powerful. And he's certainly extremely demonic. He's as Tim Curry put it, he's a character of pure evil. He is pure evil. I mean, it's, in that way, he's, not as, I don't know. So, anyway, so a 9. And he is certainly very frightening because of that. Now, some people might say there's, of course, there's, you can still have many more, far more frightening characters than Pennywise, but in terms of everything we've had so far up till now, he's definitely one of the top dogs here. Okay, so some of these guys aren't. Some of these guys are supernatural. Others are just regular people. This character from the Funny Games, the movie Funny Games, right? That Austrian, or German-Austrian movie that. There's an American version that was made. So it's Paul, in particular. Yes, Buddy, I think too, but it's played. Paul is a character. It's played by actor Michael Pitt, and he's bad, cold-hearted. I don't want to give away too much about the movie, of course, but yeah, he's about as evil as they can become. But yeah, that just because of how much of a, and he's also the kind of character that you want to just beat down. I mean, with everything you got, that's how much you can get on your skin a little bit. So he's very much a villain. Yeah, I give him an 8. Yeah, yeah. So Michael Pitt, good job. Very, wow, yeah, absolutely. The Babadook. Actually, his name is technically Mr. Babadook, but it's from the movie The Babadook. We'll just call him Babadook. Whatever. Sometimes I think, I don't know. In the case of the Babadook movie, the Boogeyman, sometimes you have these characters that seem to be kind of intended for kids, in this case, it starts out that way. You're I'm going to talk about this more because in the first case, we're talking about an evil clown, right? We're familiar with the evil clown thing, very much so. Second case, we're talking about a regular young man who's a really bad boy. In the third case, we're talking about a shadowy kind of creature, right? Being. So obviously, the connection with the demonic is obviously there, but we don't always think demons. But, again, I don't want to give too much away about this movie, but the Babadook is, yeah, he's pretty frightening. Yeah, I mean, really. But part of the thing is, this movie kind of had this thing about it where it seemed kind of like it was going to be had childlike themes, right? Well, I guess the medieval horror had a little bit of those too, but yeah. So I mean, I give it an 8. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know. There have been other movies a little bit like it, I think, but it's different enough to be kind of, I think, unique. Okay, so the Reverend Henry Kane from the Poltergeist movies. I can't remember the actor's name, but he's well, he's an interesting guy. I wouldn't. He certainly played the part very well. He was the right person to play the part. A very gaunt old man, older gentleman, so thin and slender and everything that you can see his bones and everything, which is perfect for the role. Big teeth, right? Yeah. I give him a 7. I know the character of Reverend Henry Kane is definitely sort of minister that, yeah, he's the familiar archetype of the corrupt, right, the evil pastor, right? Yeah. No, go from there, but more like the Southern Baptist version or something like that from the South, something like that. Not necessarily Baptist, but just from some Southern Protestant, that type ministry. And yeah, so yeah, he's just that. And of course, you can shapeshift into other things, but I don't want to spoil it for it too much. Chucky, the Chucky doll, Charles Lee Ray. I gave him an 8. So Brad Dourif knew that what this guy was like, and again, kind of like pretty much most of these other guys. I mean, so far Pennywise is probably still the most evil of these characters, but the Babadook actually is up there quite a ways too. But and Chucky just wants to kill. That's it's just, but he's really he takes a perverse enjoyment in it and likes to kill in all these different ways, and but it's more also the kind of the psychological torture. He's very he loves to kind of play with people, make them afraid of him, and Brad Dourif had the perfect voice too. Yeah, he there's stuff nightmares, Chucky. But the reason why maybe we won't find him quite as frightening is because, of course, he's just a doll, right? Well, he make him unpredictable enough and agile enough to kind of take a screwdriver and just boom right in your leg. So, okay, the Violator. This is a comic book character, but there was a movie made called Spawn. But he is the main enemy here, other than Satan himself. He's kind of Satan's right-hand man, or he's one of the archdemons. And of course, he takes the form of a clown, but a blue-faced clown. Blue-faced with white. It's very, very fat. And the chubbiness kind of hides a lot of extraordinary insanely high degree of muscle in there. and he's a much larger demon in the form of a clown. So he's a shapeshifter, but he can kind of take all of his mass, and that's why he looks kind of chubby. Maybe it's just there's a lot of stuff in there. The whole subject is very dark. Anyway, I don't want to get into it too much, but his whole persona, the way he is, it's definitely on the same level as Pennywise. And I'm wondering if kind of they got a lot of ideas for Violator from Pennywise, but he's a 9. Again, Violator character's a 9. In terms of how evil he is. I guess I'll mention this too as well. To one extent or another, with the worst of these characters, in addition to murder and torture and all this other stuff, there's a sexual element that is included with some of these characters that are more movies are intended. Certainly not for kids or even younger teens. So it's Violator has qualities about him where he is pretty nasty. So that being said, sometimes I don't think it's fair to compare something that was intended for maybe a preteen crowd that villain with something that was not. It was for older kids. Yeah. But that's a different subject somewhat. But I guess I think that it should make sense there a little bit too. When the character talks about nasty stuff, it's distasteful anyway. But it can add an extra element of evil to the character that it's very gritty, realistic. So that's kind of one of those things, I guess. So anyway, Hannibal Lecter, 8. I know some people rank him higher. It's just that Anthony Hopkins, it was hard for him to hide his humanity in the role. I think he did a really good job of it. I think he came off as very, very, very cold and heartless and calculating and unnerving, and that penetrating stare he had. I know he really put everything he had into that role, or a lot of things. He really played it well. But I don't know. I think when you're cutting your competition is the Violator and Pennywise. Hannibal is still a little bit shy of that level of evil, but he's also very, 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 very bad, very scary. Yeah. Okay, so Jack Torrance from The Shining. The thing is with The Shining is that the main antagonist, in a sense, was the hotel itself. Really, the hotel itself, and the way it was, it messed with his mind. It made him alcoholic again. It made him. And maybe I shouldn't tell you. Hopefully, I'm not saying anything that you guys already. Well, I don't want to say too much spoilers, but Jack Torrance in The Shining really is only a 6, even if it's played by Jack Nicholson, who's very good at playing bad guys. Right? Because he's a very understandable character. And it's great. I mean, Stephen King is it's a very good character that he made, but just not as high ranking as kind of comparison of how frightening these guys are, how evil they can be. Perhaps it's a kind of a morality tale about alcoholism, at least a little bit. There's a lot of alcohol references in Shining. So, Damien Thorne from The Omen. 6. Maybe I should rank him higher, but it's just a boy. How evil can a boy be? Well, a boy can be. This movie made him really evil, but a lot of it's just kind of. They're masterful. I mean, was it the same guy who directed Superman? Richard Donner, I think, was the director, and he knew what he was doing for sure. But I don't know. I mean, there's the really sinister smile at the end. You definitely believe that he's, who he say he is, but he's just a boy. Harvey Stevens, I think, is his name. So, only a 6. I gave Jack Torrance a 6. Hey, so hey, okay. Bagul from Sinister gave him a 5. Now, I liked the movie a great deal more than I thought the demon from this movie was scary. Sure, especially the first time you see him. But there are elements in that movie that are far darker and far scarier. I think the way he looked, he's like, okay, come on, come on. Yeah, he looked like a bad guy. He doesn't make much of a presence. It's not really there. I mean, you don't really see him very much. I mean, so he's not really a big deal in the movie. So I only give him a 5. Even though he looks kind of scary, sure. Okay, so of course Pazuzu, or I guess whatever demons were possessing Reagan in the Exorcist movies. Certainly 10. It goes without saying William Friedkin made them bad, and as bad as they could possibly be. Even more evil than Pennywise or the Violator. No contest. Real demons, and that movie came as close as any movie to these guys. They're flippant and scary. So Samara Morgan from The Ring. What we got here? 7. She's not bad. Not too. She's a little bit scary. I mean, there are moments where you're like, whoa, she's going off the well, sure. But not too bad. The Beldam from The Other Mother from Coraline, also a 7, maybe higher. Reminded me of a bad recurring character I had on some of my bad dreams sometimes. Mother Monster. So anyway, maybe I think that might be maybe she might even get an 8, in between 7 and 8. Esther Coleman from The Orphan, also a 6. I could give her a 7 if I was being, I don't know, maybe fair, but it's the character. The character itself is more of a very demented, I mean, very, very bizarre kind of, situation. I don't want to spoil the movie again, but I could go higher, but, again, we're talking about just a very kind of weird woman. Anyway, so Valak, or the evil nun or demon from The Conjuring 2, gets an 8. It's been a while. I've only seen it once, so I can't comment too much on it. But I remember what the character was like. Bathsheba Sherman from The Conjuring, she's kind of witch type, also 8. Stripe from Gremlins, only a 6. It's Gremlins. Come on. Yes, he's probably higher on your list when you're younger, but Azazel from Fallen, only a 6. Joker, 7. Some of only the most frightening depictions of him, but also I still think Jack Nicholson was at his best. What was one of his best performances playing Joker? So I mean, I don't know. I think Nicholson is great at playing manic and not just manic, but over the top characters, right? In his own way. It's not Jim Carrey. It's not, I mean, I think the role was perfect for him. Perfect. That's why I think at that role more than any other versions of Joker. But I guess there's a few that are still, there's like that one, I don't know, it's a new voice actor that plays the Joker. It's Italian last name or Italian name, but yeah, it's the guy, deeper voice. He shows it's one of the Joker's beating Robin with a crowbar. I don't know if you've seen that, but that's pretty intense. So, anyway, I haven't seen the new Joker. Jack Nicholson is still the Joker for me. And maybe Mark Hamill's voice, perhaps, yeah, for the animated stuff. So, but yes, of course, I still love Cesar Romero. He's great. Anyway, so Cujo, only 5 or 6. He's a dog, big, scary. It's a dog. Probably do the same thing for Man's Best Friend, but that movie. Dracula, 6. He's like one of the solid, one of the traditional Halloween, well, vampire type. He's one of the oldest characters that actually is mildly scary still. Those fangs, man. Anyway, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, lower than 5. I gave Freddy Krueger a 4. Those guys are. Sorry, man. Sorry, Robert Englund. You're an awesome guy. You're great. I think you guys worked really hard. I just think that era is kind of overdone with. But, you know, I think Robert Englund's got some awesome ideas. He's a cool guy. All the other guys that played. And, you know, Freddy Krueger's still got some aspect to him that can be a little bit. But, yeah, not really. Pumpkinhead, only a 5. And I think it was Lance Henriksen was that one. Henriksen. Alex DeLarge, Clockwork Orange. I haven't really seen the movie. I just know that this guy that's played McDonald, the Dow something. I can't remember his name, but he plays Alex DeLarge, and reminds me a lot of the movie Funny Games with Michael Pitt playing Paul and those other guys. So yeah, it has some similarities. Norman Bates from Psycho. That character was 6. Weird, very weird. Not right in the head. A little bit odd thinking. Yeah, psychological. Different, but psychological related, but kind of like Esther Coleman, but in The Orphan. We go to The Leprechaun. Warwick Davis was the actor, played the Leprechaun in the Leprechaun movies. And he did a really stinking good job playing a evil leprechaun. That's why I gave him a 7. You know, I know a lot of people don't take the short guys seriously, but after you see a few movies, 1 or 2 movies, you won't have the same. I'm just saying, there's some scenes that, yeah, they're pretty crazy. They're pretty crazy, right? Yeah. Okay. So, Pale Man, Fondo from Pan's Labyrinth. He's the guy that does this with the eyes, and right when the girl's at the table with all the red food, or you know, that really indulgent-looking food, and she takes one little bite, and he comes after her. I give him a 7, but he only has a short role. He needs to come back again at some point. That's a scary guy, a scary monster. Annabelle from The Conjuring. I guess it's the doll. It's a doll. Maybe 7. There's some things like, I guess, there's a movie that was made about Pinocchio, but it was scary. I remember seeing it. It was pretty good. But a lot of these movies, they become kind of forgettable if the dolls, right? The dolls. I don't know. It's based. Yes, I know it's real. I know. And Ed Lorraine Warren had that basement full of stuff. I know. Over the Northeast. And it's all. I know. It's real stuff. I know. But you know, I mean, it's a doll that was made to look like the other doll. It wasn't the real one. If you saw the real doll, it would probably, definitely haunt your dreams, right? But anyway, maybe I need to see the movie again. Conjuring was pretty scary, right? Minnie Castevet from Rosemary's Baby. She was the lady that was always trying to get the pregnant mom, young wife, trying to get her to have those herbs, those bitter, weird herbs and things. Kind of a pushy New Yorker lady, right? I gave her a 7, 7, 8, because you'll see if you see the movie. But okay, so Lord Summerisle on Wicker Man, easily between 7 or 8. Anything Christopher Lee is in, gosh, if Christopher Lee plays a villain, he's automatically going to get a 6 or above. I don't care what it is. Christopher Lee he's the guy. Yeah, he played Sauron. Well, not Sauron. I meant Saruman. He played Saruman. One of the things. Like I said, anything Christopher Lee is in. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Gosh, between Tim Curry, Christopher Lee, and Anthony Hopkins, and you get a lot of really good British actors. Especially some very good ones that are in scary movies. So Vincent Price, of course, earlier on. Vincent Price, Christopher Lee. You mentioned Tim Curry and Anthony Hopkins. And that's again. You probably go to Jeremy Irons. I don't think Jeremy Irons needs to be given more roles. I think that are good, both variety of movies. I think, and there's plenty of others too that are just outstanding. But so Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, also an 8. I've heard some people say that that character was even more unnerving and darker than Hannibal Lecter, because he skins women make stuff with their skins. Yeah, okay. Still, he's calculating, yeah. But there's the elements to Silence of the Lambs. I think that sometimes people don't always consider. It has something to do with, there's a connection between intelligence and one's capacity for good or evil. For instance, God himself is the most intelligent than any being I know of. And he's also perfect. Firstly, we have the devil himself, who's also extremely intelligent. Pretty much, far more so than anyone else. So, intelligence can kind of heighten or magnify somebody, a being's, sentient beings' good or evil nature. And because Hannibal Lecter is so intelligent, he's been so thoughtful. He's thought through so many different subjects in his life, so thoroughly. He's like a psychologist as well. I mean, he's a doctor. Gosh, I mean, the guy is brilliant, but he's so. It's like an encyclopedia of knowledge, and he could read people like the back of his hand. I mean, it's, so it kind of makes his villainy all the more unsettling because of how well he knows. And he just, if you're gonna play with someone, if you're gonna mess with someone, a predatory or a vampiric predatory, if you're gonna make someone's life a living heck, right? You have to know how they tick, and the better you know how they tick, the more you can do that if you wanted to know. Hannibal Lecter didn't do that to character played by Jodie Foster, but not so much. He took a liking to her, kind of, but if he wanted to, he could, I mean, what he told that senator, female senator that one time, just to get under her skin a little bit. I mean, he's still a bad boy. Bad boy. Anyway, so these are just focusing on some of the horror, scary villains. And yes, there's many I didn't include, like Leatherface. And I really kind of tried to glance. Didn't want. There's a bunch of other guys that just didn't do, and even a lot of my top. A lot of the folks that I consider the most frightening are either straight up demons themselves or a few evil clowns, perhaps, but in real life, I don't, just people, and if they're armed, I'm gonna handle them in the way I would handle an armed person. But a clown in real life is just a human. So, but yeah, in movies it's maybe a little different. All right, so demons, few clowns, and shadowy types, kind of same along similar lines. Um, and maybe witches and kind of like criminal-minded folks, maybe a little bit as well. Yeah, you're a felon. You're really, really scary felons, like Chucky or Hannibal Lecter or Buffalo Bill. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks.